So this is really it. After 9 years, after more than 40 episodes, Stranger Things is finally coming to an end. One last season, one last battle, one final trip into the Upside Down. And honestly, it doesn't feel real yet. We've watched these characters grow up, survive impossible odds, and somehow make it through horrors that should have destroyed them years ago. Now everything is pointing toward one final confrontation with Vecna. And the fate of Hawkins, and maybe the world, hangs in the balance. Today, I don't want to predict exact scenes or endings. Instead, I want to talk about the 6 biggest unanswered questions that could decide how Stranger Things ends emotionally, narratively, and tragically. Let's get into it. One of the most important questions going into the finale revolves around Eleven. We now know something crucial. Eleven and Callie didn't naturally develop their powers. They inherited them from Henry. And the government knows this. Dr. K and the military are still running experiments, still trying to recreate psychic children using blood and pregnant women. That alone is horrifying, but it also explains why Eleven and Callie are constantly hunted. Kallie's idea is brave and terrifying. If Vecna is defeated, she believes she and Eleven should stay behind in the Upside Down when the gate closes, permanently. That way, the government loses access to them, and the cycle of experiments finally ends. Think about that for a moment. Eleven would have to leave Mike, leave Hopper, leave everyone she fought so hard to protect. This isn't just a strategic decision, it's an emotional one. The real question is whether Stranger Things is willing to end with that kind of sacrifice. Is the show brave enough to give us an ending where Eleven saves the world, but loses her life as she knows it? Would that feel powerful, or would it feel cruel? We focus so much on Vecna that it's easy to forget something important. The military never left. Dr. K doesn't seem especially concerned about Vecna killing her soldiers. She's calm, calculated, focused. That's not the behavior of someone afraid. It's the behavior of someone waiting for the right moment. If the military enters the Upside Down again, it probably won't be to help our heroes. It'll be to capture Eleven and Callie. Picture this scenario. Vecna is finally defeated. Our heroes are exhausted, injured, emotionally shattered. And then, the military blocks their way home. That could be the real final conflict. Because unlike Vecna, the military believes they're right. And that's always more dangerous. One of the biggest revelations so far completely changed how we understand the show. The Upside Down isn't an alternate dimension. It's a wormhole. Vecna didn't originally land in the Upside Down, he landed in the Abyss. A place that existed before Hawkins, before Eleven, before everything. The Upside Down was created when Eleven made contact with the Abyss, accidentally connecting our world to it. That raises terrifying possibilities. What if Vecna isn't the ultimate evil, just the one who figured out how to use it? What if the Abyss contains creatures far worse than Demogorgons? And most importantly, can the gate even be closed permanently? Because killing Vecna might not be enough to seal a wound that deep. This might be the most underrated mystery in the entire series. Inside Vecna's memories, Max and Holly witness a traumatic moment from Henry's childhood. A scientist, clearly terrified, carrying a briefcase and a gun. He believes they are after him. Young Henry tries to help and gets shot. Here's what's strange. Henry doesn't seem to have powers yet. If he did, he could have stopped the scientist instantly. He didn't. So what if the briefcase is what gave him his abilities? If that's true, then powers aren't unique. They're reproducible. And that would make the military plot even more terrifying, because it means Eleven and Callie are no longer the key. The briefcase is. So what was inside it? A substance? A device? Something not of this world? This single mystery could redefine the entire story. Let's be honest, someone isn't making it out alive. Stranger Things has never shied away from emotional loss, and with this many characters, death feels inevitable. Steve Harrington feels like the most obvious candidate. His arc feels complete. Losing him would hurt, well, deeply, but it would make sense. An adult like Murray also feels possible. But if the show wants to completely devastate us, one of the original kids, Will has suffered enough. Killing him would feel cruel. Dustin feels protected. That leaves Mike. If 11 has to make the ultimate sacrifice, losing Mike could be the emotional breaking point that pushes her to do it. The question isn't just who will die, it's why, and whether that death will feel meaningful. Series finales are dangerous. They define how we remember everything that came before. Some finales become legendary, others undo years of goodwill. The Duffer Brothers have said they've known the final scene for a long time. That gives me hope. Stranger Things wasn't always meant to be this massive, but its heart has stayed consistent. The ending doesn't need to be happy. It doesn't need to be shocking. It just needs to feel earned. Because once it ends, there's no fixing it. So, those are the 6 questions that matter most going into the finale. Which one worries you the most? Which theory do you believe? And which ending are you afraid of seeing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. One last ride to Hawkins.